Good night. It's my nighttime devotion. It's a daily devotional called Conflict and Courage. The title today, Mighty Weakling. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you, depending where you are in the world. The scripture reading comes from Judges 13 verse 5. He shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines. God's promise that through Samson he would begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines was fulfilled. But how dark and terrible the record of that life might have been, a praise to God and a glory to the nation. Had Samson been true to his divine calling, the purpose of God could have been accomplished in his honor and exaltation. But he yielded to temptation and proved untrue to his trust, and his mission was fulfilled in defeat, bondage, and death. Physically, Samson was the strongest man upon the earth. But in self-control, integrity, and firmness, he was one of the weakest of men. Many mistake strong passions for a strong character. But the truth is that he who is mastered by his passions is a weak man. The real greatness of the man is measured by the power of the feelings that he controls, not by those that control him. God's providential care had been over Samson, that he might be prepared to accomplish the work which he was called to do. At the very outset of life, he was surrounded with favorable conditions for physical strength, intellectual vigor, and moral purity. But under the influence of wicked associates, he let go that hold upon God, which is man's only lifeguard, safeguard, and he was swept away by the tide of evil. Those who in the way of duty are brought into trial may be sure that God will preserve them. But if men willfully place themselves under the power of temptation, they will fall sooner or later. The very ones whom God purposes to use as his instruments for a special work, Satan employs his utmost power to lead astray. He attacks us at our weak points, working through defects in the character to gain control of the whole man. And he knows that if these defects are cherished, he will succeed. But none need be overcome. Man is not left alone to conquer the power of evil by his own feeble efforts. Help is at hand, and we will be given. Help will be given to every soul who really desires it. As was said before, Samson being the physically strongest man on the earth, and yet, by will, the weakest. The very ones whom God purposes to use as his instruments for a special work, Satan employs his utmost power to lead astray. He attacks us at our weak points, works against our defects in our character, so he can gain control of us. But if we place our reliance, our dependence, our lives in God's hands. That means praying daily, praying hourly, praying every minute, praying every moment of our existence. Then we should be able to overcome. I say should, we will be able to overcome. By His power, His might, His grace, His mercy, His strength. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. We need to believe that.